work radios or
Cirrus
something.
181, Jules Sierra, runway 20, clear for takeoff with a right turn to the west.
Clear for takeoff, 181 Juliet Sierra, right turn to the west approved. Thank you.
521 Papa Tango, you can taxi to ramp via Romeo 3.
Ramp via Romeo 3, right. Papa Tango, good. Feet are on the floor. Flaps 50.
Alright, you got a big right crosswind, so roll to the right. Alright. Power is set, engine instruments are green. And they start rolling out that aileron correction just a little bit. And rotate at 71. Oh yeah. It's gonna be wild today, my friend.
Cirrus 80 Echo, start your left base, runway 20, clear to land.
Left base 80, clear to land. Runway 20, 80 Echo.
Cirrus 181, Jules Sierra, you got right turn to the west, change crew, have a good flight.
Right turn to the west approved. Frequency change approved, 181 Juliet Sierra, thank you.
Alright, what speed did the flaps come up at?
85, but I was waiting for 500 AGL.
200.
200, oh sorry.
Yeah, but that's just a recommendation. Caps is available?
Caps available. Alright, pitch down for 100.
Yeah, it works.
Get some altitude before we turn to the right.
I'd go ahead and start turning just a little bit. Right at 1200 already. Go ahead, bugged, about heading of, let's go to 290.
Autopilot, heading mode, and flight level change.
Okay. Good catch.
Tower still jet 417, we'll be ready to end here.
Engine temps, still under 400, 392. Yeah, so we still have no synthetic vision.
Nope.
It's annoying.
Go right to 300.
Right, 300.
Cessna 80 Echo, left turn at Alpha 2, and you can take Romeo 3 to the ramp.
Left turn Alpha 2, we'll take Romeo 3 to the ramp, 80 Echo.
Still just 417, Johnson Tower, runway 20, clear for takeoff, runway heading, maintain 3000.
20, clear for takeoff, maintain 3000, runway heading, so jet 417.
Go ahead and turn right to about 320.
320, 181 Juliet Sierra. Gonna stop.
I'll be ATC.
Okay.
A little squirrely takeoff, right?
Yeah.
Tower, helicopter 190, Alpha Echo.
Alright, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra. Climb
Climb
and maintain 4,500 feet.
Climb and maintain 4,500.
Got 190 Alpha Echo, report 1 mile southeast of the field.
We'll call 1 mile southeast, 190.
So do that in the proper,
Yep.
make sure.
Still just 417, contact national departure.
Our departure today is at 417.
Remember to perform your takeoff, climb, check, and stuff like that too while we're doing this. No, there's not much to it, but that's pretty much it. But so instead of clicking through everything, scroll up, use the little knob.
Climb power set. Flaps verifier up. Lean is required for altitude. Full rich right now for climb. Engine parameters look good. Got good temps, pressure and oil temp. Fuel pump is required still. So little rudder is needed. Right rudder compared to the planes I'm used to flying.
Let's see if we turn the AC off if we get any kind of improvement in performance. A little bit. I don't know if that's just
Coincidence.
false flag or.
Yeah, it jumped up to 1,200 feet for a second. Now it's back down to 350.
Yeah, these things are not good at climbing.
Yeah, I noticed.
Underperforming airplane, for sure.
It's too bad.
That's actually, I'll tell you what, we're going to be turning to the north and we're going to go eastbound. Let's just level off at 3,500.
Level off at 3,500, so I gotta go VS.
Gotta make sure that you roll it down. Quicker. Gotta roll it down. You're still climbing at 500 feet per minute. Roll it down. Roll that down.
I did.
No, it's still up.
Oh,
There
I
you go.
see.
There you go.
Still got 190 Alpha Echo, land inner road bridge on risk.
I see.
Alright, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra. Send and maintain 3,500, clear direct on course to Bowling Green.
Send and maintain 3,500, clear direct, Bowling Green. 181 Juliet Sierra. So I go direct, enter. Nav mode.
See, like those clouds right there?
Yeah.
You go flying to those in IFR, not fun. Not fun. IFR is a good tool, or instrument rating is a good tool, but it is not I could go all the time now.
Yeah.
This stuff, if I'd imagine by the time we land, there probably will be a convective segment. Just because this stuff right here, that's convective activity. I mean, that is uplift. And you can see really over there, that's what a convective segment looks like.
Yeah,
Visualized.
how big it is.
Yep. You can fly this thing through that? Oh man. Good luck. You can already feel how it feels down here.
Fuel pump is off. Cruise power set, 75%. Make sure lean is required, or at the teal green bar. Engine parameters. Look good. Fuel flow and balance. I can switch to a fuller tank actually. I can go to back fuel pump on. Fuel flow still good. Fuel pump off.
traffic's below us 2,200 feet below. Also, this is kind of like a rule of thumb. Go anytime you're tracking a nav like this.
I keep fucking with your thing, I'm sorry.
No, it's
That's
all
right
good.
by where I put my... What are you saying?
I said, go ahead and anytime you're tracking a nav like this, like you're on a course somewhere, activate heading center mode. There you go. It seems like nothing, right? But you'll see an IFR quite often when you're doing the real stuff. It'll be like 181 Juliet Sierra. Go ahead and turn 10 degrees left. Right, so having that bug centered all the time is a real. All you got to do is just hit heading mode. It'll center there, and then you just turn 10 degrees left.
So you hit heading first, then turn?
Yep. All right, how can we check the weather at Bowling Green without listening to it?
Go in here.
Then
Flight plan. Enter. Scroll down. Nope. Let's see. Weather. ETAR. Auto variable at 3 knots, 10 statute miles. View at 8,500. 3001.
I don't know how much I believe that, but
No, I don't either.
we'll see. No, maybe it's just down here where it's windy.
So I got them in COM 2, right?
Weather better than 5,000.
Nope. That is John 2. As predicted. Can't hear them. I could maybe try squelch, right?
Maybe. Too far.
So currently 8 miles to your northwest, just requesting landing at the HOA.
And helicopter 888.
So if I want to do...
Helicopter 884 Whiskey Romeo. Johnson Tower, continue inbound for left downwind to runway 2. We are now runway 2, sir.
Continue inbound for
1, 2,
You hear that?
left
What's
down
that?
for runway 2, 84.
It flipped. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I saw it on our takeoff. I didn't say nothing. You saw how it said minimum speed?
Yeah.
I was telling you, basically push down the nose.
Yeah.
And you saw your climb performance was dog shit.
Yeah.
That was indicative of a tailwind to me. Even though the sock on the ground was basically direct 290. Go ahead and get your foggles on if you want to wear them and log instrument time.
Alright.
So on my traffic, we're at 560, spiraling over the numbers of runway 24 through 3,000. Going to be joining a left downwind for runway 24. Go home.
It's a quick way for me to pull up Springfield again. If I want to
We will
look
be doing
like
that.
at M91, I just want to make a call saying, hey, we're overflying to the east.
Yeah, you could use there's a few different ways, right? So you could use, just, if you wanted Springfield, you could do it that way. You could also go to Cirrus, and then Mike 91, and it will give you the frequencies down here as well.
Yeah.
And then that would be the way.
So how does it tell me where my position is relative to it?
Springfield traffic down to
You're
163.
top.
5.5 miles to the southeast.
To the south, Springfield, last call.
Springfield traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, 3,500, 5 miles to the southeast, transitioning to the east of the field, heading north, Springfield.
Lots and lots of uplift. You feel it?
Yeah.
That's heat.
Normal trap grid 56, phase 2 final, simulated power of 180.
Probably somewhere under the thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of time in this plane.
Yep.
The Bahamas.
Oh yeah, dude, you're in for it. Have you ever flown from the right seat?
Not other than riding, no.
Traffic,
I might let you. We might do a flight one day where you're flying from the right seat. I don't know how the insurance will be for you. Sometimes insurance doesn't let you fly from the right seat at all, so you guys might have to just kind of, I don't know, see what your policy says.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming he's gonna, you know, he'll log PIC time.
Oh yeah.
Whenever we.
Well, yeah, exactly, because you're gonna be. Yeah, there might not be any time that you can log really,
Yeah.
other than safety pilot time.
Yeah. They can fly VFR in the Bahamas.
I mean, if he wears goggles, those are the magic tools for you both logging.
Yeah.
If you're actually being a safety pilot and he's practicing on simulated instrument conditions, you're both a PIC at that point. There's no way to be SIC in this airplane. For you.
Springfield traffic, Cessna 80327, 9.5 miles north of the field, inbound for landing, runway 4, Springfield.
I'm actually curious, what's Springfield's weather say just by? $270 at Niner.
Yeah.
So we're just landing runway 4. Yeah, it's a toss-up right now.
Traffic, names 364 Bravo, Bravo, left base, runway 28, stop, stand.
So should we brief the chart for Bowling Green while we're in the air? I guess
yeah,
we had to know it.
We'll plan on 2-1 now. I mean, that seems like it's the, to me, it seems like that's the one that they're probably going to be using. We'll see what they say. I don't know, that guy looks like he's on the 45 for runway 3 though.
Yeah.
I don't know, he's crossing over the airport though. Go ahead and get the weather there one more time, see if we can get it that way.
Nothing?
I should be getting it already.
I hear something back there, but.
Springfield traffic, Cessna 327, down for the 45 downwind, runway 4, Springfield.
Try it again.
I'm squelching on the wrong channel, that's why.
Yeah. Oh, keep it on. Listen. It's claiming the wind's pretty calm up there, which I find hard to believe, but, you know, it might be true.
340.
34004, is that closer to runway 2 or runway 3? To runway 3.
3. It's 2103, right? Yeah, so it's 340 is, and it's 90 degrees, right?
340.
No, never mind. It's
030 is
degrees.
basically 390. Yeah, so I guess it is favoring runway 3 a little bit. So let's plan on the ILS for runway 3.
All right, so I go to charts. or procedure?
You can do, go ahead and just keep flying the airplane. We'll brief the approach first since you're relatively new to this. So let's hit clear. Go ahead and pull your chart up. Alright, so you got runway 21 and runway 3. So I got runway 30. And winds are 340, so winds are coming from there, allegedly.
Yeah.
Cool, so we're gonna get the approach plate up.
That's that?
Yep. Alright, and it defaulted to Yankee, so let's go ahead and scroll up, use your FMS knob, press in on the FMS. Use the little knob. Let's go to Zulu, let's do the Isla Zulu. Alright. And so what we're gonna plan on doing here, I'll give you a briefing, just so you can kind of get your head wrapped around this. We start at the top. Bowling Green Airport's Bowling Green ILS runway Zulu for runway ILS Zulu for runway 3. The plate is in date because this airplane's been updated. Appropriate frequencies are set. Verify. They are set. Frequency for that will be set here in a minute when we switch it over. Final approach course is 034. I'll go ahead and scroll down here. We're going to proceed to WEDVO based upon the TAA in our area. It says that 3,100 no PT, 2,400 no PT, no PT from our sector. So we're going to go straight in from here. The airplane's going to ask us. We're going to maintain 2,400, whatever ACC says, until we reach our glide slope intercept. We're going to configure a dot above on our glide slope intercept and follow the glide slope down to our minimums. Our minimums are going to be 797 feet with 3/4 statute mile visibility. Our missed approach procedure will be here at the top. Climb to 2,000, then climb right turn to 2,400 to WEDVO. Hold at WEDVO. Any questions? See how that was under 2 minutes?
Yeah.
And I kind of stretched it out even.
Yeah.
So that's how a briefing should be. You should brief on the ground before the flight. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead. Now let's go ahead and load this procedure. And the minimums are what again? One more time. 797.
797. So we're Zulu.
Yep.
WEDVO, initial approach fix.
And we're gonna say no, right? Because we just determined no. Minimums. Let's go ahead and load them in. Oops. Pull back up.
Shit. Procedure. Approach. Zulu. WEDVO. No. What am I turning here?
Little knob.
Little knob.
Scroll over. The big knob. Barrow. You want barrow. Big knob. Type it in.
Enter.
Yep. And then activate. You can go ahead and activate it since we're going directly to it and we're close already. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and set 2,400. And let's go ahead and start descending.
Alright. Vertical speed.
Yep. I'll be ATC. Go ahead and set me about 600 and let's take our power back. Start slowing down to about 120.
5-6, spaceship final, simulate power 180, 424.
Kind of dumped you out in the middle of this approach, but and it's basically telling you, in order for you to get down to 2,400, you need to be in that blue line right there. You got the blue line, you're going to be there before flight's good.
It is currently 13 miles to the northeast. Will be straight in runway 18 for a full stop. Let's go. And eval 56. Are you on 36?
Okay, so can I do gumps now? Or is it too early still?
I would hold off on it.
Okay. So we're going to go to WEDVO, 2,400 feet, and then we're going to
Bowling Green 1, Regional Airport, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Automated weather observation, 1830 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky.
Alright, it says the wind's calm.
Muhlenberg traffic, A2 Victor, 2 to the north.
You said something you were going to do.
So we're gonna go to Wedbo, 2,400 feet, and then we're gonna descend, just following the glide slope.
And I'll give you a clearance right quick. ATC would say this: Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, you're 2 miles from Wedbo, cross Wedbo at or above 2,400. Cleared ILS runway 3 Zulu approach Bowling Green.
I say cleared ILS runway 03 Bowling Green. Cross Wedbo at or above 2,400.
And let's go ahead and activate approach mode, APR. All right, cool. So now it's got LOC and GS on there, and that is gonna basically intercept this for you.
What am I doing on power?
Good, doing good, yeah. 120 right now is fine. Start slowing down now that you're inbound, and start slowing her down to about 100. And we've confirmed 10875, localizer's been intercepted, and we are heading of approximately 030 right now.
Feel a little slow right now.
All right, now here's where we got to start talking to the traffic. Now you just tell them that you're 11 miles to the southwest, 2,400 inbound on the ILS 3.
Bowling Green traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, 11 miles to the southwest of the field, inbound on ILS 03, Bowling Green.
Let's really take this traffic, 31746, now 9 miles to the north, going to be ILS 18, pull back.
Did I do my descent check here?
Muhlenberg traffic, A2
Yeah.
left downwind 24, Muhlenberg.
Altimeter is set. I got 3001. Haven't eaten defrost. It's off.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you to do that. Everything's going fast because this airplane's fast.
Yeah, fuel system check. So we don't have this on.
Nope, it's good. It's just making sure you're on the correct.
Make sure as required. Should we go full rich now?
You could, you know, you could. Basically, during the actual descent, it's more of just making sure you don't leave it too lean.
8 miles to the north, inbound, overflying.
So we'll do that before final approach fix.
Yep. When you're a dot above, so when that glide slope reaches a dot above right there, you will you'll add flaps, and we'll really do gumps first, and then put your flaps in.
Muhlenberg traffic, A2 Victor's turn base to final runway 24, full stop.
Ow.
Will you snap a picture of this just showing
Yeah.
that it's not working? So we have it for later.
All right, see how your glide slope's alive?
Alright, glide slope's alive.
All right, so go ahead and start working on gumps.
Alright, gumps. We got gas on the forward tank. Fuel pumps on. Make sure full rich. Flaps. I got my lights on. Flaps to 50.
Okay. See how this works right here, watch.
Keys on both.
All right, tell them that you are a 6 mile final.
Bowling Green traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra on a 6 mile final runway 03, Bowling Green.
All right, so we're a little fast. Go ahead and start pulling that power back to about 25–30%. That should get you slowed down during this approach. Because you're trying, the objective now is to maintain 100.
Springfield traffic 57, turn out west base, runway 22 Springfield. Correction, runway 4 Springfield.
See how you're still fast? There you go.
It's counterintuitive because you're already telling me to control my airspeed with my power.
Yep. Because the autopilot's on, right? Now, if you're flying this by hand, it's a little different.
Springfield traffic 227, base, runway 4 Springfield. Correction, final.
10. Sky condition, few.
I'll call out whether you have the runway or not, so just keep your eyes glued inside.
Altimeter 3000. Remarks. Density altitude 1,600. Bowling Green, Warren County Regional Airport, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Automated weather observation 1836 Zulu. Wind 330 at 05. Visibility 10.
Alright, let's call out that we're on a short final.
Bowling Green traffic, Cirrus 181, Juliet Sierra on a short final, 03, Bowling Green.
Alright, watch that power. Small corrections.
Skyhawk 5 Bravo Juliet at 3 miles north, overflying midfield, left downwind 24. Hamburg.
Remember what we said about being configured by 500 feet?
Yeah.
If we're not, we're going to do a half lap landing, right?
So this is a half flap landing.
Yep. Alright, runway is in sight now.
Alright, can you take these off?
Yep. Disconnect your autopilot. And now you're going to slow down to about 80. Keep pulling back on the power. There you go. Let it slow down on its own. Alright, let's go ahead and go around. Good practice for you.
It's because I was floating too long.
Yep.
Bowling Green traffic, Cirrus 181, Juliet Sierra on the go, runway 03, Bowling Green.
I had a little too much airspeed going in.
A little bit.
Hamburg traffic, Skyhawk 5 Bravo Juliet, cutting edge field, left downwind 24, Hamburg.
What's pattern altitude here? Or I guess I gotta go mist, right? So do you approach?
Let's activate the mist. So just to hit you've already activated it, so it's going to do it. But you have to hit nav and flight level change. And then bounce up here real quick, and you can hit that. You can say, oh, there's a climb to 2,000, then it's going to do a climbing right turn to what altitude ultimately?
2400?
Yep, so there's no point in being bugging 2,000. You're just going to go ahead and set, let's bug 2,400. The airplane's going to keep climbing.
Hamburg traffic, Skyhawk 5 Bravo Juliet.
Yeah, this thing doesn't slow down as easily as a Skyhawk.
Nope. Especially in the conditions we're in right now.
No, but that was good practice to feel that, where I'm like, oh, I should be able to slow it down, but I just slip in it. It just keeps going and going and going.
Traffic, Skyhawk 5 Bravo Juliet, turning final 24, Hamburg.
See how the autopilot or the GPS will automatically start the turn at 2,000
Yeah, that's cool.
based upon your climb rate. It's pretty neat.
Why is my airspeed different on this than it is on that?
Calibration. There's Corvettes racing around this track down here.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun. Okay, so we go back to Wedbo.
Yep, and then you slow it down. There's no reason for you to go fast, right? You're in a terminal area, you can expect you did this for real. And also, once you are in controlled airspace again, 700 feet AGL, that would be the point in time at which you would say, you'd contact ATC, right? You tell them, hey, I'm on this. Runway 3. And they tell you to either continue flying to published mist, or they'd give you some kind of other instruction. It's hard to tell what the winds are doing. The winds are coming out of a sideways direction over here, so I've kind of got a plan that I'm thinking of right here.
Seems like we could use runway 30.
Yeah.
But there wasn't anybody, I don't see anybody, there's no traffic here.
No.
We can land whatever runway we want, right?
I'm just getting a look at the wind saw. You can just keep on flying the airplane, looking for traffic on the map. It looked dead when we were on it, but felt like we floated for a long time.
Well, I had a lot of airspeed. There's a bird. Oof.
Be like that.
So should I lean in this instance?
After you've set like a cruise power, yeah. Just
even at
bring back to enough.
400?
Yep. And then you'd leave it back. Pull the power back just a little bit to slow her down.
Full your check. Hotel out. Mountain. Field inbound. Join the final retreat. Full your check. Hotel out. Mountain. Field inbound. Join the final retreat.
30.
Yeah. Makes sense.
0. Remarks. Density altitude 1,500. Bowling Green, Warren County Regional Airport, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Automated weather observation 1843 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition scattered 6,500. Scattered 9,000. Temperature 22 Celsius. Dew point 05 Celsius. Altimeter 3000.
Alrighty, you want to try the localizer?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get ourselves in a hold up here. Just leave the autopilot on for a moment.
What's a good airspeed right now? Kind of feel like I'm too slow.
About 120.
Okay.
120 is enough. Let your fog back on too if you want it. Outer marker.
Yep. So is it going to automatically go into a hold? Because I see the arrows.
You see how you've got an outer marker flashing up there now? Blue.
Okay, yeah.
What kind of entry is it going to do right here?
Looks like a teardrop.
Yep. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the GPS for doing that, but you know what? Whatever.
What would you do?
I guess that works.
Is the hold always going to be the same?
What do you mean by that?
Like, never mind. I guess there's always a hold for each runway.
Yes. Each runway that has an approach. We're going to do, we'll probably land here once, and then what I'd like to do, maybe not do an approach in Springfield, but go towards Springfield and try to do like an unpublished hold or something too while we're out there.
I still feel like I need to land this plane a few more times.
Yeah, no, I get that. Do close traffic too if you wanted to.
At Springfield?
Wherever, here.
So I'm kind of cruising. Should I turn this off?
Yep.
How do you get the...
It's not really meant for what the kind of flying we're doing. So you gotta go up. It's a little knob.
Bowling Green traffic, Sky 806 Hotel Alpha on a 5-mile final for 30 Bowling Green.
Come in. Fuel pumps off. Make sure to watch my fuel flow.
I'll talk to them for just a second. Traffic at Bowling Green, this is 181 Juliet Sierra. We're to the south currently, and when you guys land, can you tell us what the windsock's done?
Yeah, it's variable up here. Any of these runways are good. Thanks, Hotel.
Okay, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for... It's basically, like, yeah, I agree. It's variable. It's all over the place. I'm going to give them a call. Bowling Green traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra. We're currently to the south of Wedbo, 2400. Holding will be inbound on the localizer 3 approach short to Bowling Green traffic. So it's putting you in a teardrop hold, right? This is all easy stuff. But when we're in this hold, go ahead and get your chart back up, and we're going to talk about the localizer. So that was the ILS.
So we'll do
join
this.
the left downwind for 3. Come in number 2 behind you guys. Bowling Green.
ILS Yankee.
Zulu, flight 3. And we're going to look at the localizer. So this is what's nice about JEP charts, right? So you have 2 different procedures right here on one plate. And JEP does a better job about separating those than the whoever call them FAA charts, technically not the FAA. So all the missed approach procedure, everything's the same, but so the briefing is the same otherwise, other than the, go ahead and scroll down to the profile view. So once again, we'll be coming from, we're kind of on a hold right now, but we'll say we were from the south. We don't have to do a procedure turn. For our localizer approach, it's a step-down approach. This is going to be the first one you've done. We're not going to activate approach mode, right? Because if we activated approach mode on the autopilot, it's going to capture the glide slope and follow it down. So what we're going to do is activate nav mode, and we're going to make sure that it captures the localizer, and then we are going to use vertical speed to step ourselves down.
Okay.
Other than that, like if an approach doesn't have a ILS built into it, like if it's just a localizer like there is at Springfield, it is acceptable to use the approach mode then. But for an approach like this, you know, if you're cleared for the localizer, you're technically cleared for the localizer, you're not cleared for the ILS. So this approach, maintaining 2,400 until we get to NORA. It's LOM, NORA.
Nora? Where do you see that? Oh, Nora. Okay.
So LOM, outer marker, that's all it is. Localizer outer marker. So Wedbo 2,400, maintain 2,400 till we hit NORA. Once we hit NORA, NORA is our final approach fix, so we're going to configure the airplane 2 miles prior to that. So you'll see 2 miles up there, sort of like it looks like right now, but from NORA, not Wedbo. We'll configure the airplane. We'll descend down to 1,1120, really, 1,120, because we can identify Zulu. And then after passing Zulu, we can descend down to, according to this, 1120. So we're just going to maintain 1120. Does that make sense, sort of?
Yeah, sort of. We're going to have to do it.
2,400. Basically, on this approach, It's simple. 2,400 till you hit the lower localizer outer marker. Then you just vertical speed yourself down to 1120 for our category.
600 feet, 500 feet.
Yep, and that's going to be at 573 is going to be the altitude, just the minimum descent height. But we're not going to worry about that.
That's the descent rate you're saying?
The descent rate's going to be about 600 to 700 feet per minute. And you actually have a thing up here that tells you localizer descent angle for a 3.13.
554.
You're doing about 554, so they
600.
say. So we'll do about 600. I would rather be steeper and get to the point where I'm instead of overflying.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get rid of this chart. And now you're established in the hold here. We're going to take the procedure page.
Select approach.
Yep.
Or activate. Select.
Yep.
Alright, we're going to do localizer Zulu 3.
Yep.
Wedbo initial approach fix. Minimums 9. It was 900 or?
No.
That's Yankee. And
1120.
oh, 1120.
1120. All right, so I'll go back to your procedure.
Localizer Zulu 3. Wedbo. No? I still don't understand this one. Course reversal.
So it's we're practicing, right? This doesn't make any sense anyway. Like if we were coming from the south, you would say no because the procedure says no. This is just asking you, hey, do you want me to do it or not? It's a confirmation page. Do you want me to load it or not? So you can always load it and then clear it out later.
Load what? What's a course reversal? Is that just a hold?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Alright. No. So arrow. What did we say it was?
1120.
1120.
Yep. This is where the iPad is nice.
Yeah. Activate.
You can activate it if you want to. It's going to give you a good old-fashioned turn to get over there.
So we're on nav mode, approach mode, and then flight level change.
Altitude. No, you're altitude, and then you'll vertical speed yourself down.
So what would you say in this instance to me? You would say,
it's basically the same thing. So, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, you are 2 miles from Wedbo, cross Wedbo at or above 2,400, cleared localizer runway 3, or cleared localizer Zulu runway 3, Bowling Green.
Cleared localizer Zulu runway 3, Bowling Green, cross Wedbo at or above 2,400, 181 Juliet Sierra.
Yep, and now you're saying that back, that's fine, you're saying it backwards.
Oh, sorry, I said repeat exactly how I did. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. I gotcha. So we don't have a vertical slope on this.
You'll see one,
Yeah,
but we're
it's
practicing.
advisory.
Well, no, it's real, but it's for the ILS. Remember, the localizer is half of an ILS. ILS is a localizer plus a glide slope, so you'll still see the glide slope.
So descent. Altimeter set. Camera heat. Cross. Landing light is on. Fuel system. Check. We want to switch. So this is not, before landing, seatbelt. Fuel pump is on.
We always switch to the fuller tank before landing.
Yeah. Mixture as required, full rich.
Do that if you want to, and we'll leave the flaps where they are for now. So, like I said, we really are trying to do this. Our final approach fix is, it says it right there, BW. Right? So.
BW, okay.
Yep.
So I want to slow down 100 right now?
Yep. You're asking me questions I think you know the answer to. Right?
Yeah.
You're inbound on an approach. Do you want to be going fast? No.
I don't want to do what I did last time.
Yeah. I got this for you right quick.
So I just say 11 mile final on localizer runway 03.
You could say that you're 10 miles out, 2,400 inbound on the localizer.
Bowling Green traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, 10 miles to the south on inbound runway 03 on the localizer, 2,400. Bowling Green.
Did I say that twice?
No, you did. Good, I think. And you treat approach, that's what I'm saying, you treat approaches like landing, right? Never let the airspeed, the idea is to keep it within 5 knots, plus or minus, all the time, if you can help it.
Now it's going to pitch down. I'm going to pick up airspeed.
Full power back. You got a trend vector up there. It's telling you you're accelerating like a bottle rocket, so go ahead and pull it back. That purple line's telling you where you're going to be in 6 seconds.
Okay.
All right, so you remember I said 2 miles prior to our final approach fix, we're going to configure the airplane. So this is where you'd actually do, I know you did it early, but now you can do flaps if you want to, as long as you're below 150, which you are.
Lights.
Yep.
3 circ off.
It is.
I wish you could see the AGL altitude.
And then once we cross this, so go ahead and take your altitude bug and scroll it down to 1120, because it will get it. All right, you can leave that, but don't hit nothing yet, because we gotta make sure we cross that point at this altitude before we activate anything. And you're gonna want to pull your power back to about 25% or less pretty quick when you start descending on a descent like this.
Outer marker.
All right, cool. You've crossed the point. Start a vertical speed about 600 feet per minute. Or 700, just be conservative if you want to be, doesn't matter. And you control your speed with your descent rate pretty much. So if it starts speeding up too much, feels pretty solid right here though, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like I got a better grasp of everything. It's just your ingrained pitch for airspeed. I'm like, well, I don't control my airspeed with my throttle. So it's just...
Yeah, it's backwards a little bit, but it's because the autopilot. This is different. All right, go ahead and call out that your 4 mile final runway 3.
Bowling Green traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, 4 mile final runway 3, Bowling Green.
Traffic, we're at 22 to the right, crosswind departure for all 22, change
Cirrus, dew point.
All right, you see how your blue line, Zelu, we said we wanted to cross it at about 1120. Right, you could, doing pretty good. Maybe even descend down to 800, but this is good. It's looking good right now, to be honest with you. You just can't.
I've had swap frequencies for now.
There's the VOR right there, right?
Yep, on the ground.
Alright, so where do I bring in my
Delta is on at 45 for the left down when the runway
my final flaps right there?
Nope. So we just, we're gonna hold it right here. Because this is an MDA, right? So you're just gonna maintain this altitude. All right. Okay, you have the runway inside. So this is an MDA. See how it's holding altitude? Go ahead and put your flaps in. Disconnect the autopilot. And and maintain your pappy out there.
Bowling green traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, short final, runway 3, full stop, bowling green.
The 3 whites.
Got a little bit of energy left, right, so just go ahead and pull back to idle. I have a left crosswinds, not much at one, but a little high still. A little high still. There you go. All right, we'll get off the runway and we'll talk about our takeaways right here.
Bowling green traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, clear of runway 03, taxiing back for departure on Alpha. Bowling green.
Flaps up, landing lights off. And checklist. Is that what I'm doing? Yeah. So, flaps are up. As required, they're off. Okay. Good to taxi back.
Yep.
I know I'm high, it just feels so, like that's what I'm saying, like doing close traffic in this, just like go knock out 10 landings, feels like it would be a helpful thing for me, just because I'm so used to being able to sync so much quicker.
If you want to do that one day, we can do that. I mean, if you wanted to do another, well, it's 2:04 here. If you wanted to just scrap our plan of doing a hold at Springfield, we can
Go land a couple times.
We could, I guess.
I mean, I think honestly it'd be helpful.
All right. Well, if you want to do that, that's fine. Man, here is calm.
So once I got landing down, I feel like I can focus on other things. Right now I'm like, you know, still not confident in my ability to hold my airspeed, and
You're doing good.
I know, but you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
like my proficiency I had in the 172 versus
This.
yeah.
Well, that. I'm just gonna tell you some. Well, I'll tell you some takeaways when we get to the whole short line up here.
So I know I can cross this.
Yep. But make sure you announce it.
Yeah.
Bowling green traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, crossing runway 3012 at Alpha. Bowling green traffic.
I don't see anybody over there. I don't see anybody over there. We're good to go. Nobody on the scope. You agree?
I agree. Winds are light variable here. I mean, they're kind of. I feel like they're kind of gusting all the way around, swirling a little bit, but. It's almost sheery, to be honest with you. See how that flag's a little bit higher over there and it's getting full blown wind?
Yeah.
We're down here and there's nothing.
So what were you gonna say in the takeaways?
if you ever take a Cirrus like this and you're not prepared and you're not ready for it, you take it down to minimums and you don't put full flaps in. If you're on a like 4,000 foot runway.
Yeah. Yeah. We blew through half of it
Yeah.
just floating.
Oh yeah. Well, we blew through this. Yeah.
Let's go to Springfield. Go do some landings.
Okay. Well, let's do an approach into Springfield.
For sure.
So we'll sit here and we'll program an approach. Something I was flying with a guy.
Springfield.
Before you load anything, let's take your flight plan and clear it. Go ahead and hit toga mode already. So I was flying with a guy. We gotta hit menu. There you go.
Delete flight plan?
Yep. Alright, cool.
And I want to go to M91.
Number coming from here. So.
Flight plan. Destination.
Don't type it in, right? Type.
It's okay to be WG.
Yep.
Or
Okay.
route.
Okay. We're not going anywhere en route, so scroll down. Gotta get blue up. Blue before you do.
Bro.
There you go.
Destination M91.
That's the line below it.
Is it like watching a retard?
No, that's not. That's.
Like, sometimes I feel like.
But there are douchebag instructors, and they are.
Well, I mean, this is all new to me.
Ah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Okay.
not, I'm not. You're doing good, I think.
All right.
There's a lot of stuff to take in. We'll plan on the RNAV 2T, but we'll fly first. We'll go ahead and brief it here on the ground though.
All right. Get weather.
320. Maybe it's we're playing. Maybe. What is
Yeah,
that?
man. It's favoring
Runway
04. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we do a circle point.
All right. Well, I guess this is before takeoff, right? That checklist. Don't I want to go to a different one?
You really would want to go to the before takeoff, but it's your run up, right? So it's more of a flow in this airplane.
So it's gas on the forward tank, pumps on, make sure full rich, flaps 50. Recirc is off. Did you do that to fuck with me?
Nope.
And then
hit it because it's hot.
fuel and balance.
That's normal in these because this is SR20 and 5 gallons is all you got before it gets you a black advisory like that.
Okay.
That's the lowest level.
All right. So I'm good with my flow.
Yep. Pattern altitude here is what?
1700 or something like that, or 18. $1,600. All right, let's go fly. Trim set for takeoff.
There you go.
All right, let's go. Pulling your traffic, Cirrus 181, Juliet Sierra, departing runway 03, and we'll be departing to the south. Pulling.
So it's got my localizer in here. How do we switch back to there? Like that?
Yep.
Right rudder. Power is set. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed's alive, looking for 71. 85. Ought to be usable runway. I don't have an AGL call out yet, but I know I'm at 200 AGL there. There it goes. Okay. So it does pop up at 200.
Yep. This is one of those days this isn't no one to block because the wind don't know what to do. Caps available.
Caps available.
Springfield traffic, Sky 5, 6 Delta, turning left off the runway 2,
Pulling green traffic. Just Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, turning left crosswind, runway 3. Pulling green.
Come on, climb, baby.
Bowling Green, pipeline 6 on 10 miles northwest, bringing down 1,600 Bowling Green.
Pulling green traffic. Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, turning left downwind, runway 3. We'll be exiting to the south. Pulling green.
Springfield traffic, Sky 5, 2, left crossing runway 2.
And there's nobody here, so the speed's okay, but you know, like for me, I'm always thinking about 172s in the pattern. Once you get up to altitude, it's basically like a real fast climb up to pattern altitude, and then pull the power back just so you don't, 172 can't go as fast, you know what I mean? Yeah. Woo! Woo! Things are fun to fly, aren't they?
Alright.
Alrighty. I'll maintain 3,000.
I'm going to maintain 3,000. 181 Juliet Sierra.
Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra. Advise when you have the weather and NOTAMs at Springfield, as well as your approach request. It appears Springfield traffic is using runway 22. Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra. Advise when you have the weather and NOTAMs at Springfield, as well as your approach request. What the?
Doritos back.
How?
We'll advise when I have weather at Springfield.
How?
181 Juliet Sierra.
How?
Tornado. Alright, so I have,
Where are we? We're at 2,000 feet. You didn't accept, that was not an acceptable reaction you just had to that. That was just normal.
it's just trash.
Is there a plane that ripped apart above us? I was like, is that a cardboard box? And then
Sky conditions clear below 12,000. Temperature 2 Celsius. Dew point 9er Celsius. Altimeter 2 8 inches of mercury. Remark density altitude 1800. Springfield Robertson County Airport. Automated weather observation 19er 15 Zulu. Wind 310 at 9er 9. Peak gust 169. Wind variable between 260 and 340. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions clear.
Yeah.
it's swinging. Alright, so they're using 2-2. We'll plan on that. Like, you got that approach request for me?
Yeah. Who are you?
I'm Nashville. There's a rain cell out there, so.
Nashville 181 Juliet's here. We got the weather at Springfield.
Alright, what's your approach request?
Requesting RNAV 22.
All right, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, one able. Clear direct to whatever that initial approach base is on that one. I can't remember.
So hit proc.
Yep.
Vectors or Kodka?
Yep, Kodka. And for now, like if you're going to do that way, so we haven't briefed the approach, here's what I do. Kodka, that's where he sent me to. I'm going to say yes for now because I don't know. Not even worry about the minimums. And then I'm just going to go ahead and activate it because that's where you're going to. And we should basically be on course. All right, so now brief it.
Okay, so we're gonna go to charts.
Yep.
RNAV 22.
Hello, traffic. Twin Otter flight is down for land.
Get rid of this. This is the only way you can do. Get your full screen chart.
Alright, we got RNAV 22. We got our final approach course of 217. Cirrus. What's that?
Approach fix. Yep, so Mike 91, RNAV 22. Plate is in date because it's in here. It's effective May 19th. Let's say that. But this one is a RNAV, so it's just got a channel. You don't have to read that out. Nobody knows what that is. 217 is the final approach course. And then from there, I go straight down to the profile view, pretty much. So, I'll scroll down.
Okay. So we're hitting Kodka at 3,000.
Yep.
Alright, we're already at that altitude, and it's showing that here.
Yep.
And Cirrus at 2,500.
Yep.
Intercept the glide slope at 2,500. Our, let's see. So our decision altitude. We're going to do LPV at 975 feet.
5 minutes south of the field, 3,500 inbound to land in Coloma.
And 7/8 of a mile visibility. This is...
Circle to land.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to circle to land. We're just going to go straight into 2 because that's what they're using. Alright, so cross Kodcatter above 3,000, then what?
Then descent, maintain 2,500.
You could, or you could just, there's a theoretical glide path that's going out into infinity out here.
Okay.
We could maintain 3,000, just intercept it there. That's what I would do. If you're planning on LPV,
Okay.
do it that way. It's just going to make your life easier, right?
Alright, so do we need to go back and put in minimums of 975?
Yep, we do.
So proc. And do I...
Nope, so you can do, there's a few things you can do. You could reload the procedure. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Go to your timer/reference page on your PFD.
Okay.
Alright, timer/reference. And let's go ahead and go down to minimums.
Did I just do that?
Yep. Turn it on. Arrow. Scroll over.
900, what was it?
975.
Okay. Enter.
Yep.
Coloma traffic, 1 to 1 top of Mike. Highly extended left base, runway 24.
Alright, cool. And you said based upon the approach, do we have to do the procedure turn? Yes, no, maybe?
I don't remember. Yes, I believe we do.
Where are we coming from? See, that's why I don't like this page.
Oh, we're coming from the north.
Yep, and so we're 3,000 no PC. So go on your flight plan.
So
Just
hold.
yep, so blue before you do, or purple, really.
Clear.
Yep. Alright, cool, so now you've got Kodka, Surfy, Webtail, and now it looks right?
Yep. So just hit home.
Yep. Alright, let's go ahead and start slowing down. We got somebody, I think, that tried to just cut in front of us. Let's see, he's 5 miles ahead. Just go ahead and slow me down to 100 already. Let's see. traffic. MTU 320. Okay, cool. Great.
Alright, so where do I find my distance to M91? If I want to make a call.
You're way far out, right? So it's going to be there at the bottom. Oh, keep going up. Keep going up. It was already up there. Mike 91.
Oh.
Yep.
17 miles.
Alright, so here's the call.
We did 32s, call it 15 miles north inbound RNAV, 22 Springfield.
Alright, so he's inbound on the RNAV. Just maintain 100 for me. So you gotta be careful with that. Alright, cool. So our missed approach is 3,000 direct to Annika. I don't know if we talked about that. That's what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so you get close like this. He cleared you to Kodka earlier, but he still didn't clear you for the approach. So this is kind of where you start sweating if you know what you're doing. You're like, oh shit. But then he comes over and he says, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, you are 3 miles from Kodka. Cross Kodka at or above 3,000 feet. Cleared RNAV 22 approach Springfield.
Cross Kodka at or above 3,000 feet. Cleared RNAV approach, runway 22 Springfield. 181 Juliet Sierra.
Runway 02, Litchfield.
Springfield traffic, kayak 522 Delta is on the go. Staying close traffic, Springfield traffic. Springfield traffic, Cessna 327, turning final, tip 2, touch and go.
Damn, this thing is touchy. Like there's like this backside of the power curve right around 100.
Yep.
Green Cirrus 194 Delta Charlie is 8 miles to the southwest on the straight in for runway 3 for Delta Charlie.
I'm gonna give him a call that we're, let's see here. 14. Let's see. Okay, you got Springfield traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, 14 miles to the north, inbound for Kodka at 3,000 feet for the RNAV 22, and we have MTSU 32 on our screen.
Seems to be a good number.
Yeah. Yeah, they recommend 50. I think it's too much.
It's way too much.
It's too much.
Springfield traffic, kayak 522 Delta is departing the area to the southwest. Last call, Springfield traffic.
Litchfield traffic, helicopter 460 Echo, final runway 2, Litchfield.
That's a pretty big storm right there. To be real with you.
Yeah.
So I cleared you for the approach.
So activate approach mode.
Yep. Now that's typically what most people forget right there. I wasn't going to say anything, but when you get a clearance, just think of like, you know, we're going to start loading approaches and practicing it for real. We've just been activating approaches early on now. Real life, they're going to tell you to expect an approach. You're just going to load it, and then they're going to clear
When
you
you
to
clear it, that's when you hit approach mode.
Well, when you get cleared to the initial approach fix, you can activate the approach. So it's going to send you to the initial approach fix. And then when they clear you for the approach, you can hit approach mode. Now there's all kinds of different scenarios.
Would you like Tango is 7 miles to the north, east of the airport, maneuvering established on the RNAV 22 Springfield.
Both the engine check, right? We're going to give him some space.
Where is he?
He's in front of us.
That's the 200 feet below us.
Yeah, he's 3 miles, probably more, 4 miles in front of us.
You want my foggles on or am I good?
Yeah, let's go ahead and put those on. Dang, that's a big storm though.
Do you want to head back?
No, I'm just, we're clear of it now.
Run a 6 mile final on the RNAV 22 Springfield.
Roger, what's your type?
Well, it's Seminole, PA32. We're going on a single engine, so about 100 knots over the ground right now. Where are you?
We're on the left downwind for 22. That's Charles.
It is. Who that is?
Schaefer 2.
Ah, Schaefer 2.
not doing it.
Traffic,
So that's a DPE talking.
3 mile final for runway 3, Bowling Green traffic.
Alright, VNAV not armed.
Yeah, because you're not doing
You want us to
VNAV.
extend for you, or just send it in?
So I got LPV showing, running at 100 knots.
Touch and go.
Short approach? Okay.
I want to give him a call too, because these goobers are talking to you nuts.
Total type for 47, left downwind, 24 total. First traffic Cessna 80327, left base 22. Make it fast, Springfield.
Springfield traffic, Cirrus 21 Juliet Sierra is 8 miles to the northeast at 3,000 inbound RNAV 22, ground speed 100, Springfield.
Bowling Green traffic, Cirrus 1940 up to Charlie, 1 mile final, to runway 3, Bowling Green traffic.
Alright, now glide slopes captured. Glide path rather.
So remember, what were you supposed to do? Have
Gumps, so gas.
And Blue
Raider 32
is actually on a 3 mile final on the RNAV runway 22 in Springfield.
Oh, that forgot the flaps,
That's
right?
off. Landing lights on. He's on both.
Power. Preemptively pull power because this thing will. You're downhill now, right?
Springfield traffic, Cessna 80327 is a very short final for 22 Springfield. Springfield traffic is 037 on the go 22, left close, Springfield.
Didn't ever realize that my power
Yep.
percentage is right there too, that's nice. So I don't have to keep going back and forth. Obviously I want to check my engine instruments, but make sure it's registering a power change. So my minimums are 980 feet. Make a call, 5 miles.
Yep, 5 mile final.
Springfield traffic, Sierra 21 Juliet Sierra, 5 mile final runway 22. There we go.
Still on the traffic border, now past 7 miles to the east, maneuvering back towards the final RNAV 24, there we go.
So,
Tell 11.
gotta remember to do the checklist too. You did it, I know, but I'll run through it right quick. So, limiter set, good. Landing lights on. Fuel systems on the floor tank. Mixture is full rich. Brake pressure, check that. Alright, cool. Seatbelts fastened, fuel pump on. Mixture full rich. Flaps are as required right now, and the autopilot is on currently. It's good. So we're configured to land.
So when do we bring in our final notch of
When
flaps?
you have the runway in sight.
Okay.
Traffic blue 32 is clear of 22, Springfield.
Springfield traffic, Cirrus 21 Juliet Sierra, short final runway 22, Springfield. Alright, I'm going to break you out early since you're new to this. Got the runway in sight now.
Runway in sight, final notch of flaps.
Sure you're under 110 when you do that, but yes.
I want to slow to like 90,
You want to slow
5.
down to basically your landing speed once you put the full flaps in.
which is what?
78.
Oh,
Let's
sorry.
go. Disconnect the autopilot, pull power back. Got 2 reds out there, too low.
Sprinkle Drive 780-327, left downwind, turning base, runway 22, touch go, Sprinkle.
Sorry. Power idle. Polar off.
Gonna make that one, so we'll go to the next one. But that Pappy is steep.
Yep, it is. But if you're if you're considered visual at that point, right? But it's smart to it's good practice to maintain the pappy because that's keeping you clear of all the obstacles.
Springfield traffic, Cirrus 21 Juliet Sierra, clear of runway 22, taxiing back. Close traffic. Springfield.
Springfield traffic, Cessna 327, final 22, touch go, Springfield.
Boost bump off. Landing light off, right?
Yep, we probably need to go back to John Tune after this, to be honest with you.
All right.
That was good practice right there. I know it feels like a lot right now, but that's normal. Just wait till you start hand flying it. My big thing I've been seeing today, just making sure, remember to do the checklist because it's imperative to get that done. I know I've been kind of slammed down.
Sure, you pull top, touch go. Touch go.
At 30 minutes, right? Eventually.
Yep,
I mean, is that booking still going with the weather?
probably. And I got a flight at 3:30, right? So.
Yeah, I know that. I just wanted to see if we could do one lap in the pattern. That's like 7 minutes.
Yeah, they're still on the schedule right now. That's a cool old Bonanza right there. That's awesome looking. Looks like a death trap. One 9212. Oh no! What happened?
One shot out its front tire.
Flat tire. That's the least of that airplane's concerns right there. It's got a paint job. Like, what's the legality on that? You're not allowed to take off with any frost, but you can have a paint job that looks like you sandblasted the damn thing.
So we gotta go back?
Yeah, I'd say let's go back just for the booking.
Close traffic, clear 32.
Springfield traffic, Cessna 327, low cost 122, Springfield.
You don't get to see many of these. That guy, he offered to give me a ride in that thing.
Diamond?
It's a DA50. Yep.
Is that a Blue Raider?
Yep. That's their Seminole, one of them. They got 5 of them now.
Why can't I type this in?
Because you're on the wrong line again.
Which one am I supposed to be on?
One below it.
Springfield traffic 327, left downwind 22, Springfield.
And we're just going to depart straight out off the runway and go to the...
Checklist. Before checklist. Normal takeoff, right? Brakes.
There's not
It's
a
just
whole lot on
comps.
there. It's basically comps. You got to remember to do your flaps too.
Go to the fuller tank, flaps 50. Recirc is off, landing lights on, keys on both. Good.
Alright, you on the fuller tank? Yep, you are. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and I think they're off the runway. Yep, they're off, so let's go ahead and go.
Springfield traffic, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra departing runway 22 and will be departing to the south. Springfield.
Storm's heading this way, I feel like.
Okay, flaps, gas. Mixture. Props.
327, where you at? We are about to turn base. 8037. Springfield traffic 8037, left base 22, touch and go, Springfield.
Springfield traffic, Blue 32, turning crosswind 22, Springfield.
Probably do trim too. Power set. You got my trim. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed's alive. Looking for 71.
Springfield traffic, Blue 32, turning downwind 22, Springfield.
Flaps up. Yeah, there's a little sink right there.
A little bit. I love how the trees are green already now.
Springfield traffic 327, turning final 22, touch and go, Springfield.
We're just gonna go south runway heading.
Okay. Just do heading mode, right?
Yeah, you can do that if you want to.
That's available.
Yeah, but you gotta recenter your heading bug to where you want to go first before you activate. Yeah. Lots of good learning lessons.
Yeah. Just doing a quick ass turn to get some.
Yeah,
visual.
just scan.
Still in the terminal area.
I agree. These things climb kind of scary. I don't
Why?
know, it's just a weird.
Turning
Wait,
base 22,
goggles.
Springfield.
Yeah. Wish we had time to do a whole, but do it next time.
I want to do some more landings, damn it.
Oh, if you want to do a good like a full-blown VFR day again, we can do that
Yeah,
too.
I think it might be worth our time to do it.
Springfield traffic 8037 on the go, 22, Springfield.
Traffic, Blue 32, turning final 22, Springfield.
I don't know how I feel about a DP handling all the radio calls.
Four miles to the southwest. Do we need to call them again, or just?
No.
Alright, let's get ATIS. Flight plan, enter.
Springfield traffic 0327, left crosswind 22.
I can't barely hear that.
I was right there.
November. 330. 330 at 07, gusting 13, expect runway 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a 50-degree crosswind, right?
Yeah. so I can switch before I get my fuel pump on.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, right when you turn the fuel, you know, it's like
Woo!
the coincidental like bumps when you do something make you think you did something wrong.
Always, this is just me nitpicking. Anytime you like go to like flight plan or anything, always go back to the homepage so
Yeah,
you can
so
actually
you have
see
traffic.
anything.
So in this instance, I could, if I wanted to, enter actually flight plan.
Springfield traffic, 80327 left base, full stop.
It's interesting how it goes. I hit flight plan back. I want to end up, say, runway 2. How do I do a visual for runway 2?
Procedure, always, but if you do it now, it's going to be funky, so I wouldn't do it yet.
Select approach. Visual 02.
Yep.
Sure.
Factors is what you're doing. But if you do it now, like you can load it. It messes with stuff though. Like you're gonna see your waypoint right now is going to Johnson. That's good. Once you activate that approach, it's gonna take you to the end of the runway. It's actually gonna sit you on a straight end, and so your numbers won't even make any sense anymore.
Okay.
So it's good to use your nearest page if you're gonna.
So this
use
is
it.
worthless?
No, it's good. It's great for if you're going somewhere you've never been before and you're not on an approach, you know. But some people argue just use the approach.
Use the 02
Like
RNAV
RNAV or something.
Yeah. Just so you have glide slope.
Yeah, because this is just this gives you a glide slope too, but it just gives you a advisory glide slope that could run you into something.
So I
And
could
AC
do.
is insane.
So I could do select approach again, and then just do RNAV 02.
Yeah. But I mean, there's no reason to. That's not going to work though unless you're far enough out. So.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
Okay, understand.
If you're vectored inside the final approach fix, it's gonna suspend the thing. So that doesn't really work either. You got to be real savvy with it. And I can show you it on the ground to make more sense.
You're trying to get to the river and then follow it in.
Gotcha. Copy that. My red butt cheek. Run any checklist yet?
Man, there we go. That's what I want. Cruise checklist. Fuel pump is off. Cruise power is set. Make sure leaned is required. I'm leaned. Engine parameters look good. Fuel flow and balance. We're on the lower tank. We'll switch that when I get the fuel pump back on it during descent. So how do I go back to? So I get menu. Set checklist. Yeah.
Yep. Alright, you can follow the visual river and visually.
MFD 1 check required. Bottom SD card error.
That just popped up.
Yep.
Here, I'll fly the airplane. Over here. Gonna feel a massive bump potentially, so prepare your butt.
Okay. Got it. Good enough.
Alright. You know what
Slow
to
it
do,
down
just
a
a
little
regular
bit.
just a regular contact to John 10.
Yeah, let's get back.
John 2 Tower, Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra. We're 12 miles to the north of the field, looking inbound, full stop with information November.
Cirrus 181 Juliet
West.
Sierra, John 2 Tower.
Sorry.
Cirrus 181, John, or correction, 181 Juliet Sierra. John 2 Tower, report 4 miles west.
We'll report 4 miles west, 21 Juliet Sierra.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just having headset issues.
Yeah, I was looking at my tail and that's
Yeah, I don't always, you gotta always, if you're gonna do it that way, you gotta do the good old fashioned center before you do. You can put it in nav mode if you wanted to as well, it don't matter.
John 2 Tower, Skyhawk 5222 Delta is midfield.
I want to go a little faster. I want to go like 120.
Delta runway 2 cleared to land.
Let's do this slow shit.
clear to land runway 252 Delta.
Tower 316 Tango Golf, we're about 7 miles to the south of the airport with November, full stop.
Mirage 316 Tango Golf, John 2 Tower, roger, I report a 4 mile final for runway 2.
316 Tango Golf, we report a 4 mile final.
Oh, that's it.
So I want to get,
I'm Mirage 6 Tango Golf, if you could just reduce your speed a little bit, you're going to be number 2. You're following Cessna traffic, they're in the left downwind to beam the runway 2 numbers.
Roger, 316 Tango Golf, we'll pull back on the speed, look for the traffic.
What are you trying to do?
Jesus.
I mean,
Home page, flight plan, enter. Get my ground loaded into COM 1 standby.
By the time you reach the Delta edge, be at 100.
Be at 100.
Yeah, and 1,500 once you can descend to 1,500 after you get there.
Cessna 22 Delta, you're inside of a
You're saying
Mirage,
get to
they're about
100
5
knots
6 miles south of
at the
airport.
Delta and then descend to 1,500. Okay.
1 left base 22 Delta.
Because since you're new to this thing, of what
So can I bug my next thing now and it won't change it?
Disable turn right, taxi
Yep.
Alpha 3, taxi to parking Alpha Romeo
I have
4.
to hit vertical speed.
to get it to do anything.
Alpha Romeo 4.
Top, that's what it's doing.
Okay.
BPS, autopilot's on, altitude maintaining 2,000. And if you want to be a real dork, since you're not using your heading mode anymore,
Mirage 6 Tango Golf,
You
that
could.
Cessna
Zero
traffic
two.
is in the left base to final about a mile and a half
Thank you.
south.
yep,
Roger, 316
that's like
Tango Golf.
when you're at a big airport that you don't know. That kind of stuff helps.
So I can go to my checklist. I can do my descent here probably.
Yep.
So I got my altimeter set, cabin heat defrost, landing light, fuel system. So can we go to full rich because we're at 2,000?
I would just do it on 3 miles out.
Okay.
You're good right now.
Check for brakes. Sure. Five and a half.
Yeah, and you could start, I guess, descending if you wanted to down to pattern already.
Mirage 6 Tango Golf, runway 2, clear to 2 land. These Cessna's just about to touch down.
Roger, 316 Tango Golf, clear to land.
I want to do my checklist now then. Seatbelt, shoulder harness is secure, fuel pump is on, make sure it's full rich. Flaps.
Good.
Flaps is required now?
No, they're good right now.
Yeah, I was
They're
gonna say,
good.
this is too early to do
Yeah,
flaps.
you just do it. Where you do them in a Cessna, you do them with being without footers. Nothing changes
Yeah,
as
yeah.
far as that stuff
Okay.
goes.
What's the next checklist? Landing.
Yeah, it just tells you to land at 78 knots. That's all it does. And after that's go around. Doing it to go.
Cessna 22 Delta, turn right, taxiway Alpha 3.
Taxiway 3, 522 Delta.
He wanted you to report 4, so.
Yeah. 2 Tower, 181 Juliet Sierra, 3 miles to the west of the field.
Here's 1 Juliet Sierra, roger, 4 left midfield downwind for runway 2.
We'll report midfield left downwind, runway 2, 101 Juliet Sierra.
Alright, well, you can take the throttles off.
Boost. We'll get flaps when we get a beam of numbers. Landing lights on, air recirc is off. He's on both.
Cessna 22 Delta, you can stay with me, taxi to parking Alpha Romeo 3.
Tower, 101 Juliet Sierra, midfield left downwind, runway 2.
And Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, roger, runway 2, clear to land, traffic Honda Jet, departing priority row.
Look out for the traffic on the runway. Clear to land, runway 2, 181 Juliet Sierra.
Mirage 6 Tango Golf, turn right, taxiway Alpha 4. We'll
do it, Alpha 4, 316 Tango Golf.
I know that guy was blocking. I was trying to get him out of your way.
Just a little bit. There you go. We got crosswind.
Jet 243 Charlie X-ray, Johnson Tower, runway 2, clear for takeoff, fly, runway headed, maintain 3000.
Clear for departure.
I'll get my flaps after this, come out.
I'd go ahead and put them in because it's going to blow on you.
Mirage 6 Tango Golf, you can continue to parking Alpha Romeo 4 on this frequency.
Roger, 316 Tango Golf, carrying
I'll lift our ass up over it. I'm still confused about this trim. Push forward.
Forward is for nose down.
Okay, forward.
Left and right is trailer. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and turn base. Take some power out now. And when you're on base, you can put your full flaps in as long as you're below 110, which you are. So.
Flaps. There's the brakes. Nobody on final that I can see.
I can't see anybody, so looks good to me.
On the 3 Charlie X-ray, contact Nashville, departure, have a safe flight.
Departure 3 Charlie X-ray. 2 Tower, 68 Hotel Alpha is ready to go, 2.
Attention 68 Hotel Alpha, John 2 Tower, hold short of runway 2.
Hold short, 8 Hotel Alpha.
Landing speed is 78.
A couple of birds circling over runway 2 at the 5,000 foot remaining marker, about 100 feet.
Feel that little bit of crosswind?
Yeah.
Need to step on that right rudder just a little bit. Alright, rolling to the left. Power idle. Keep rolling to the left. Right rudder. Left. There you go. Beautiful. A little hard, but that's okay. You landed.
Put a dent in the tires.
Cirrus 181 Juliet Sierra, if able to turn right, taxiway Alpha 3.
Turn right at Alpha 3, 101 Juliet 0.
Citation 68 Hotel Alpha, runway 2, clear for takeoff, fly, runway heading, maintain 3000.
Runway heading, climb to maintain 3000, clear for takeoff to 8 Hotel Alpha.
Cirrus 1 Juliet Sierra, you can continue to parking Alpha Romeo 3 on this frequency.
Alpha Romeo 3 on this frequency. Back to parking, 181 Juliet 0. Thank you.
Okay.
What? You're welcome. Alpha Romeo 3, you can keep on rolling. I'll get your stuff.
Do you fly the Fly Nash helicopters?
Is that for 181 Juliet Sierra?
Sure.
We don't. Wish we did.
It's a very similar voice.
This is Captain Ryan over here beside me.
Student captain.
I'm saluting.
Is that what's his name? The guy we met?
That's Dan. Alright, cool. We got that. Fuel heat's off. I love that guy. He's
John 2 Tower, Skyhawk 8899 uniform, holding short, runway 2, ready to go.
Citation 68 Hotel Alpha, contact Nashville, departure, have a safe flight.
Over to departure 8 Hotel Alpha, good day.
Over 8899 uniform, John 2 Tower, runway 2, clear for takeoff, left downwind, departure south, approved.
Clear for takeoff, runway 2, and left downwind, departure to the south, approved for 8899 uniform.
I'm meeting at hangar 503 tomorrow. Know which one that is?
Yes, that one right there.
That one right there. One of those three.
Yep.
Traffic's about to pull out. Wants me to stay on this frequency though.
Oh, you don't have to now though. You're out of this control area.
Yeah, I just want to go fly the pattern. Maybe we do that tomorrow when I come back. That's why I scheduled for so many hours tomorrow.
Yeah.
If the weather permits. And then Paige may meet us here and we just may go for a quick little like downtown tour or something like that, depending. I don't want her to fly like, I don't want her to do stalls and shit. She don't want to do
I
that.
don't blame her.
Like, you know, triangular patterns. Man, that's a lot of fucking luggage. Here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Park your brake. Okay. Already got it. Fuel pump is off. Throttle's idle. Ignition switch. So it's
We're
like
not even gonna do it because they broke the starter ring, right? So we're just gonna not do that part.
mixture cut off.